Welcome friends, in this video let's discuss about Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants. This Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants is an international environmental treaty. It was signed in 2001 and came into effect in May 2004. And the main aim of this convention is to eliminate or restrict the production and use of persistent organic pollutants. So the main aim of the convention is to eliminate or restrict the production and use of these chemicals. And these POPs, that is persistent organic pollutants, are a class of chemicals. They have the ability to stay in the environment for a long duration of time, and during their course of stay in the environment they harm plants and animal species because of their persistence and their interruption in the normal life cycle of the living beings. There are 152 signatories to the convention and 179 parties to the convention, and this is an United Nations treaty. So this is the logo of the convention, that is Stockholm Convention. The important provisions under the convention is to provide new and additional financial resources to the developing countries and least developed countries from the developed countries, and these financial resources are used to eliminate production and use of intentionally produced persistent organic pollutants, and also to eliminate unintentionally produced POPs wherever feasible, and also to manage and dispose these chemicals, that is the POP chemicals, waste in an environmentally sound manner. Okay, and these three provisions, that is to eliminate the production and also to manage and dispose the chemical waste, that is POP waste, in an environmentally sound manner. So these are the three important provisions. The money for this is provided by the developed countries to encourage developing countries to eliminate these harmful chemicals. Before going into detail about the convention, let's look at what are persistent organic pollutants. So basically these are all the chemical substances that persist in the environment. Persist means they have the ability to stay for a long duration of time, and they have the ability to bioaccumulate through the food web because of their long persistence and stability, and pose a risk of causing adverse effect to human health and environment. And these are all the carbon compounds. Okay, these are all the carbon compounds. So let's look at the important characteristics of these persistent organic chemicals. The characteristics includes they are persistent, that means they are stable and remain in the environment for a long duration of time, thereby interfering in the normal life cycle of the animals and human beings. And they are widely distributed throughout the environment, that is soil, ecosystem, water and air, because of their high level of persistence and also because of their stability in the environment, because these chemicals do not undergo degradation or disintegration as part of their life cycle shortly. Okay, since they have higher stability, they have the ability to persist in the environment, and since these are having higher persistence, they have the chance to bioaccumulate within the living beings. So these chemicals are not soluble in water, they are soluble in fats. So since they are not soluble in water, they are soluble in fats. They accumulate in the adipose tissues, that is the fat tissues within the human beings as well as other wildlife. Okay, these are toxic to humans and wildlife. So let's look at what are the health effects of these chemicals. These chemicals are known to disrupt endocrine system of the human beings. So these chemicals affect human beings at the critical stages of development, including during the fetal development, fetus, and also during the newborn stage. So these chemicals interfering the endocrine system, thereby leading to abnormal development of the fetus as well as the newborn babies. So the second important health effect is that on the reproductive system. If the concentration of these persistent organic pollutants in the human beings crosses a limit, they lead to decrease in sperm quantity and also sperm quality. So this will resulting in the impotency and other reproductive related diseases. The third important health effect is on the during the pregnancy. During pregnancy, if the mother is affected or exposed to persistent organic pollutants, this will result in abnormal development of the fetus. So this is important. And other thing is that they have the lipophilic environment the lipophilic abilities, that means they are attracted to lipids. So this also leading to cardiovascular diseases. Here cardiovascular disease is related to heart diseases, and they have higher correlation to obesity. So if there are more persistent organic pollutants accumulation in the human beings, that individual may suffer from obesity, and also diabetes, that is type 2 diabetes. These are all the health effects of persistent organic pollutants. So this must be prevented from production as well as utilization as far as possible. And this convention, that is the convention on Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants, is a right step forward. So these are all the effects of these persistent organic pollutants, that is chemicals, on the newborn babies. Look at the abnormality. This is sad state, because we indiscriminately utilize these chemicals in our agriculture as pesticides, in our industrial utilization for various purposes. These are all the sufferers. Look at the sorry state, and there must be an international and national coordination in controlling the use of these chemicals. And under the convention, a committee was formed called Persistent Organic Pollutant Review Committee, POPRC. Okay, it was formed in Conference of Parties, first Conference of Parties held in Punta del Este, Uruguay, from 2 to 6 May 2005. So in this Conference of Parties, this committee was formed, and this committee was established to consider additional candidates, that is additional chemicals, compounds, which could be nominated for listing under the convention for regulation and restricted use of these chemicals. And the committee is composed of 31 experts nominated by the parties to the convention from 5 United Nations regional groupings, including there are various regional groupings like Asia Pacific group, Eastern European group, Western European group, like that. So the members to the committee are nominated by the 5 United Nations regional groups. Okay, and this committee first determine whether the substance fulfills the POP screening criteria that was detailed in the Annex D of the convention. So they look at the important characteristics of these chemicals. If they match the criteria that is mentioned in the Annex D of the convention, which are related to the characteristics like persistence, bioaccumulation, and potential for long-range environmental transport and toxicity. If these characteristics are met, then new chemicals will be included in the convention for regulation as well as restricting their reuse by the member countries. So initially, at the convention, 12 initial POPs were agreed, and these 12 persistent organic pollutants are divided into 3 categories, that is the pesticide category, industrial chemicals, and byproduct category. Under pesticides, we have various chemicals including aldrin, chlordane, DDT, dieldrin, endrin, heptachlor, hexachlorobenzene, Myrex, and toxaphene. Please remember some of the chemicals which may be used in the examination while writing answer about persistent organic pollutants. And in the industrial chemicals, we have hexachlorobenzene, so this is also present in pesticides, and polychlorinated biphenyls. And as byproducts, we have hexachlorobenzene, polychlorinated dibenzo P dioxins, polychlorinated dibenzofurans. Okay, and these are all the byproducts. These are all 3 categories of POPs which are mentioned in the convention. And during 4th meeting, that is 4th Conference of Parties in 2009, new chemicals were added to the convention. This include new 9 POPs are added. Under this, under the pesticide, we have chlorodecone, alpha hexachlorocyclohexane, beta hexachlorocyclohexane, linden, pentachlorobenzene. Okay, under industrial chemicals, we have hexabromobiphenyl ether, heptabromobiphenyl ether, and pentachlorobenzene perfluorooctane sulfonic acid. Under byproducts, we have alpha hexachlorocyclohexane, beta hexachlorocyclohexane, and pentachlorobenzene. So these are all the new chemicals added by the 4th Conference of Parties. So thanks for watching. This is it about the persistent organic pollutants. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the video, to the channel for more updates.